I'm Kay the Light, and you're watching In the Light of Kay.
Hey guys, you're watching In the Light of Kay. I'm Kay the Light, also known as Kalima. We're gonna get right into this. This video is about that interview that just came out, that recently came out with Tasha K about Dr. Sebi. So she basically wanted to raise awareness about the fact that Nipsey Hustle is doing a documentary on Dr. Sebi. Now, Dr. Sebi is someone who is known in the wellness community, the medical community, for basically helping people who are ill, terminally ill, become cured. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And there have been a lot of conspiracies about his death. His untimely death was about 2 years ago. He suspected that the government was going to be out to get him, and they got him. And, you know, I believe they're the reason and the cause for his death. But in this interview that I watched with Tasha K, she actually sits down and gets to speak with his ex-wife, Maa, and his daughter, their daughter, Usha, who is actually, like, the name. Like, Usha is Usha's village. The village was named after her, that Dr. Sebi used to cure. Dr. Sebi and his family used to cure many, many, many people. So first, I want to just talk a little bit about what his purpose was and what he's known for. So basically, Dr. Sebi is known for his staple, the alkaline diet. And what he talked about, the way he introduced the alkaline diet to everyone while in healing, he said, you have to bring your body into an alkaline state. You have to get rid of disease, bacteria, cancer, whatever it is, anything viral, anything fungal. You have to bring your body to an alkaline state because those diseases cannot thrive within an alkaline state. So you have to eat, raw vegetables, melons, anything that is organic, vegan, not a hybrid vegetable or plant or fruit. You have to eat more herbs that are good for you, specifically geared toward curing your illness. So he cured lots of people, and he's notoriously known for beating the New York Supreme Court case with him and his first wife, Maa. And I'm going to stress that because after learning what those documents say and those papers say, and after watching the interview with Maa and her daughter Usha, you really come to learn that, they were there from the beginning. And that's important to me because as it may be for a lot of people who are following Dr. Sebi, the journey is you want to know who was there in the beginning. You want to know who was in the kitchen whipping everything up. Like, I'm talking about the products, because there have been so many conspiracies in relation to his products now that he's dead. And he has a website still called Dr. Sebi Sell Food online. And a lot of people don't know whether the products are working or they're doing their job, or if they're the true formula And there has been a takeover of his company, and they don't know. So basically, there's a lot of speculation to who has taken over his company and who's running it, who probably like took it over in his last days. There's just so much conspiracy around, you know, his death, who set him up, who was trying to take over his company. He was feeling that way before he died. Like people were conspiring against him. But in this interview, you learn that Maa was there from the beginning. You learn that it was her by Dr. Sebi's side curing these people. And you learn that she's still continuing the work. So she's not under Dr. Sebi's company, which is Dr. Sebi's Cell Food anymore. And she actually has her own company, which is really the parent company if you think about it, because she was the one creating and helping with the formulas and coming up with the compounds. And when I heard that, I was like, well, she's the one that's alive. And if she was the one who was always in the kitchen, and she was in the kitchen from day one, who do I want my products from, you know? So when I came straight out the hospital, you can refer back to my old videos. I spoke about that. I purchased some products from Dr. Sebi's website. And yesterday, I had the pleasure of finding out where Maa's shop was. And lucky me, she has one right in Brooklyn, New York. Not too far from where I live. Not only that, this is how funny the universe works. Her shop is on the same block as my GYN. And I was suffering from a lot of female reproductive issues. So I was just like, wow, she's literally on the opposite side of the block of my GYN. And I'm asking him, like, if he knows what could put me back into hormonal balance. Like, we just knew that I had a hormonal balance, but we didn't know what the cause was. My mom purchased Banju from the Dr. Sebi website. And now listen, Maa has a product for each product that is on Dr. Sebi's Cell Food website. But hers, I know, is the original recipe. And even though some of the recipes have been altered, and the compound and the makeup of those recipes have been altered, I got to witness firsthand yesterday the difference in the products. And I'm going to tell you what was the difference. Now, my mom also purchased the Dr. Sebi version of the Eva Salva. And I used it. When I used it, let me tell you something. If y'all know how icy hot works, y'all know how that feels. Like you get like a hot sensation and it cools down after a while. This one is similar to the other one. The other one is more orangey. The other one is super strong. And you start to feel your body sweat. But I'm telling you, after taking the one off the Dr. Sebi website, Dr. Sebi's Cell Food website, you're literally burning. You're experiencing the heat for like 5 minutes to 10 minutes straight. And even though I felt like it was working when I put it on, guys, hear me. This is the same thing, but different. It's more subtle. It's okay. So I had like a little bit of arthritis pain in my wrist and in my thumb, and I noticed it over the weekend before I went bowling. And while I was trying to bowl, it was aggravating me a little bit. So after I picked this up yesterday, which was actually recommended to me by Dr. Sebi's and Maa's older daughter, Riwai. Such a delight to speak to. I loved speaking with her. She was super helpful. She recommended this to me. I put it on, and I want to say, as soon as I put it on my hand, first of all, the scent was similar to the other salve, but I did not feel that, like, the heat and then the cooling sensation. And after 5 to 10 minutes, I started doing this, and I was like, oh my goodness. Well, I put it on before I went to bed, but when I woke up, it was a significant change in my hand. Like, I don't feel that pain anymore. So it works. It literally works. I put the other one on, and I actually put it in like really sensitive areas, like my chest, under boob area, even my stomach. I just wanted to, I put it on my stomach because I wanted to see how it does on stretch marks, because I had 2 kids and my mom bought it specifically for scars and stretch marks. But I didn't see any difference in that one, and I didn't want to use it up because it was my mom's. But this one is mine, and it's a little bit more affordable. Like, her stuff on her website is a little bit more affordable in some areas, I want to say. But I appreciated that a lot. And the fact that I also went in person to purchase it, it was even more cheap. So I missed the celebration that they had at the shop on Sunday for Dr. Sebi's birthday. But I'm just so freaking happy that there is a shop for me to go to and visit. Like, I'm so fortunate. It's not even funny, because I know that there are people around the world who wish they can go to a location and shop for these products. But I want to go back to that interview. So one of the issues that were talked about were the authenticity of the products. Some people are complaining that the products are different. And now we know why. Maa and her children have their parent company in different locations of the United States, and they are helping people like Batman. And I want to say Batman because they are so discreet. And I kind of feel some kind of way for putting them on blast, but I'm just so proud at the same time. I'm putting them on blast for a reason. And putting them on blast in a good way. Like, I'm trying to bring to people's attention that Maa's, I really believe that this is the original product. They're more potent, even though they're subtle. And this is the original formula for the product. So if anyone is looking for Dr. Sebi's products, go to the Fig Tree. Watch that interview with Tasha K. You're going to learn a lot. And I feel like it's imperative that Nipsey Hustle, if he's definitely going to do a documentary based on Dr. Sebi and how his healing process works, he needs to get it from the people who were there. And I was there, her children were there, and it's just imperative that they be a part of this journey, because a whole documentary, the point of doing a documentary is to put out the truth, and you don't get more truth than from the one who was there when the whole entire program started. Maa's daughter is who the Honduras village is named after, the Usha village, where Lefty Lopez went to go do her healing. Like, we need to hear their voice. That's all I'm saying. And I want to just address the fact that I've also watched the interviews with Patsy, the lady from Trinidad. I also think her name is Mattoon, if I'm mistaken, but I think her name is Mattoon. And I was excited to watch her in all those interviews, but somewhere, some place down the line, she should have mentioned that Maa was there whipping it up in the kitchen first, and she learned from Maa. But then you learned that she was someone who came to Dr. Sebi to become healed, and she sort of fell in love with Dr. Sebi, and they had, and I feel like sometimes when you do have that sort of charisma as a man, and you're doing so much good for the community and people see that, they do become attracted to you. And sometimes, even though it's disrespectful, because I said the utmost disrespect was that she took care of this lady children. She took this woman in, and then she became a mistress. Like, Dr. Sebi just started sleeping with her. And I don't know how she had the strength to go through with that, but I guess she realized that the work that he was doing was bigger than their marriage, was bigger than themselves. And even though, you know, we are all flawed greatly, sometimes more than others, we have to understand that that person is shining in a different way because they're making a difference. Her personal story, let that be her story, because, you know, we weren't there. But at the same time, I just want to talk on how supportive she was. Maa was super supportive, and she is still supportive till this day, even though, you know, she's experienced like the greatest betrayal. She has been super supportive to the works that her and her ex-husband had created, and she has been super dedicated. And that's the reason why I really feel like it would definitely be an honor to Maa for her contribution, because we have to also acknowledge that she has contributed so much to the oversight and the overseeing. Even to get a consultation with her, she's booked up for the rest of the year. Like, she's literally doing a lot of work behind the scenes, and she's grateful for that alone. And she doesn't even, you know, want the praise. And that's the humility that shines above all. Like, you want to be discreet, you just want to continue to help people, you're known as a healer. Dr. Sebi and Maa, they created something phenomenal. And I don't think that, I really feel like because this movement has been so great, that is the whole reason why they needed Dr. Sebi to be dead. And I don't want to go into any conspiracy theories, but I just want to say that when you see that someone is super influential, we already know that that's no bueno. That is a no-go for people who are in top tier lawmaking, money making. Like, you can't take their money away. FDA is one of the biggest money making industries in America. So think about like our pharmaceutical companies and, you know, the masters behind the pharmaceutical companies. I just feel like when someone is advocating to do something that is much cheaper and non-synthetic and something that will definitely cure us without the side effects, that's no bueno. You get people like Monsanto on your back. You get people giving you death threats who are in charge of those companies. And that is what our world has come to, unfortunately. Big business Those are the real devils. Big business. People who make money off of cancer patients and AIDS patients and giving them the cocktails. Let me shut up before I become, you know? Let me shut up before, you know, they come after me and start riding my back, right? But I just want to say, guys, go out there, watch that interview that Tasha K put out. It's super important. If you are part of the whole alkaline diet and trying to get your body right, and you need that healing, visit the fig tree. Get your right products. Get the right products. And I don't care if I'm being biased, but they treated me well. Even though, like, they're busy on the phones a lot, you eventually get through. Just call during the right business hours. I can also leave that for you. I can leave the information that was given to me by Maa's daughter, VY. She was super helpful, and I was given a lot of customer service numbers to call, so eventually you'll get through to somebody. That's all I'm saying. And if you need help, just leave your name, go on the wait list for next year's consultations, because Maa is busy working wonders. You're watching In the Light of K. I'm K the Light, also known as Kalima, and I hope I was able to share something that was super valuable with you today. Leave a comment, engage with me. I'll put my social media down for you. Give me some ideas on what other videos you want me to make, like what's in my green juice, something like that. It's alkaline though, I'll tell you that much. But guys, I love you. Strive for the best, be the best, and I will talk to you very soon.